whether it's Nashville or not, it can be you can be successful and have those connections and that hands-on experience as well. We have 49 states and 52 countries represented, so we are very diverse for being a pretty small school. You may have people that, grew up in the next town over, and you may have people that have grown up across the world. So it's a great opportunity just to expose yourself to people that are different than you, to, learn about them, learn about how they grew up, things like that. We are a Division I school, so that surprises some people because we are smaller, but we do have 17 NCAA Division I teams. So if you're interested in being a college athlete, we have those opportunities available for you. We have all of the major sports, but we do not have football. I know that that is a huge bummer for some people. If you just want to be a big sports fan and football is your sport, we do have the Titans here, which is a great NFL team, and that maybe they can become your new team. And then kind of switching gears and looking at academics, our top 5 majors are pre-med, business, engineering, nursing, and education. So those are our top 5 most popular ones. But again, we have over 145 different areas of study, everything ranging from animation to a theology degree to psychology, accounting, anything you can imagine. We have the #1 undergraduate business program in the state of Tennessee. We have a 98% pass rate on our NCLEX for our nursing students, one of the top education programs in the nation. Our engineering students have a ton of hands-on experience when they leave from some of the mission trip opportunities that they have. And we have an acceptance rate into med school that is significantly higher than the national average. So again, those are our top 5, but we have a ton of different programs, whether or not you want to major or minor in that. So this is one of my favorite slides because I think it shows you what you can do with a Lipscomb degree. So this is a snapshot of the graduating class of 2018. I think some people look at this slide and they're like, okay, that's like got to be all of their graduates from the last 100 or so years. And they've kind of cherry picked those. And this is not the case. This is one graduating class from Lipscomb. We have students that are at the CIA, at Microsoft, at Boeing, at the White House, and then in graduate school at Harvard, Vanderbilt, Princeton, Notre Dame. And so really at the top companies and the top schools in the country and even the world. We know that everyone's not going to go work for the CIA or go to Harvard. However, whatever your dream is, we want you to know that it's not too big for Lipscomb. And because of the relationships that you get to form with those faculty and the people here, if you want to work for the CIA or you want to go to Harvard, they're going to do everything in their power to make that an option for you and to give you those opportunities. So whatever it is, again, we will make it happen for you in every way that we can. So the statistic at the top is also super important. So 95% of our students are placed in jobs or graduate school within 6 months of graduation. Our statistic from this past year, from our graduating class of 2020, has been 96% so far. That's huge because, again, if we can have 96% and in the middle of a pandemic, we're doing pretty good. So again, I think that really comes down to the connections that you're forming at Lipscomb, the connections that they help you form in your field, and the hands-on experience that you're going to get here. So we'll move on. We are a faith-focused university, and that is something that there are some differences with that you may find at Lipscomb versus a larger, public institution. Excuse me. So one of those is chapel. So you do have chapel requirements as a Lipscomb student, and we have 2 opportunities for those. One on Tuesdays, and that is called the Gathering. In a normal year, everyone comes to Allen Arena, our basketball arena, all 4,000 students. We bring in a guest speaker. Sometimes it's been Bob Goff, the author, or Thomas Rhett, the country music singer. Sometimes it's a Lipscomb faculty member, and they speak about how their faith has impacted them. It's really impactful to hear some of these stories and just to learn from people from the Nashville community. And then Thursdays are our breakout chapels. So these are our smaller chapels. We have over 120 different offerings this year. You have everything from, something in your major, whether that's engineering or pre-med or business, to your social club, which is our version of Greek life, to first generation college students, or again, just all women or all male. So a lot of different opportunities for those. They're, again, smaller. Sometimes they're 10 people or less. Sometimes they're a little larger, but it's a great opportunity for you to meet people, form those connections, and have those more intimate conversations. Bible classes is something else that is required of our students. So 18 hours are built into your general education classes. The first 3 classes everyone takes are the same, just to give you a good foundation. And then after that, you get to choose. So we have some people that choose really broad classes like world religion or business ethics, or things like that. And then we have very specific classes like the Book of Luke. Some people come in and they're like a little hesitant about their Bible classes. They're not really sure what to think. They're not really sure if that's something that they want to do. And then most of our students end up absolutely loving their Bible classes. One of my favorite stories is a student who came in and he was like, he had gone to a private Christian school his entire life. He was like, I know all this. I don't want to take these classes. This is just a waste of time. And he ended up double majoring in business and theology. So again, he came in very hesitant and loved his classes so much that he went on to get a double major in it. So we've also got some programs that are unique to us being a Christian school. One of those is our Business as Mission program. So our Business as Mission program is for people who have that entrepreneurial spirit or that business mindset, but also want to use those talents to serve the world. So Rob Touchstone was the founder of that program. He founded a coffee shop in Nashville called The Well. It's very popular. There's several locations all throughout the city, and their slogan is turning coffee into water. So they use their proceeds to build wealth in third world countries. So people that don't have access to clean water can then have access to clean water. So they use that same model to create this program so that our students can come in and learn about how they can use their success as business people to benefit their community as well. Our life program at the Tennessee Prison for Women is one of my favorite. It was founded about 10 years ago by the president of our university. And I think it just shows Lipscomb's commitment not only to their students, but to the people around them. So they realize the impact that an education can have on people's lives. So they give women who are incarcerated at the Tennessee Prison for Women the opportunity to earn both their associate's and their bachelor's degree through Lipscomb. So they take one class at a time. So as you can imagine, it can take a lot of grit and a lot of determination to get that degree. But a Lipscomb professor goes into the prison once a week and they teach that class so that these women can have a better life once they are released from prison. The unique part about it is that as a student, you have the opportunity to go to the prison to take a class there alongside these women. It's usually a communication class or a general education class. So it gives you the opportunity to meet and interact with a population you otherwise wouldn't, to hear their stories, to learn about the justice system from a very close look. And it's just a really cool opportunity. And again, just shows how we are committed to the community around us, not just our students. And lastly is service. So this is one of my favorite things that Lipscomb has to offer. So we have one of the largest internal mission programs in the country for a school our size. So we send students all over the world every single year. Some of our programs are in the United States. So for example, our education students have the opportunity to go to New York and they can work in a very low funded school and interact with those, help the teachers there, just learn how to teach in a difficult environment. And then they also go to South Dakota and work on a Native American reservation. So they don't have technology there for them to use, so they're really, again, just learning how to teach from a wide variety of experiences. So those are just a couple examples of our internal missions as far as in the United States. But like I said, we have some students all over the world. Our engineering students, they get to build a project every year. They work primarily with 3 countries. One year they paired up with some of our pre-med and our science students, and they went to Africa and they built a water filtration system. So our engineering students were designing this project, they were building it, and they took it to Africa and implemented it. And then our science students were able to track the rate of waterborne illnesses and how they decreased and how that impacted the health of the community and lowered their death rate significantly. So again, getting some great hands-on experience and also serving the world around you. So super cool opportunities. There's so many that aren't major specific. We do go to 6 continents between that and our study abroad opportunities. So the only place we don't go, I believe, is Antarctica. So hopefully we'll maybe get that soon, but it's a little cold there for me. So it wouldn't be the trip that I chose. But again, great opportunities for you to learn about different groups of people, to travel, to get some hands-on experience in your field. All right. So scholarship opportunities. So this is huge, and I apologize. I still have the 2020 date on there. I need to update that. But we're going to start with merit-based scholarships. So this year we are test optional universities. So you can apply with a test score or without a test score. I've been joking that it's like choose your own adventure, how you want to get to college, with a test score or without it. So if you apply with a test score, we will look at your GPA and your test score to determine your merit-based scholarships. You don't have to fill out an additional application. We'll look at your Lipscomb application for that. We will super score all of your test scores, and we will continue to update those throughout the school year if you continue to take the test and your scores are continuing to go up. So that's huge. If you apply as test optional, we'll look at your GPA and your class rigor. So based on the classes that were offered to you, what classes did you take and how did you challenge yourself? If your GPA continues to increase, we will update that throughout the year as well. Then we'll jump up to that trustee scholarship. So this is our full tuition scholarship. It is a competitive application process. However, it's a great opportunity if you do have the scores. So you cannot apply for the scholarship as a test optional student. You have to have a test score. It's a 30 on the ACT and a 1360 on the SAT. And we also accept a test called the CLT. It's proctored totally online, and there is no science section. So if science is not your thing or you've had a hard time taking the test, that may be something you look into. The equivalent of that is a 92. So that application is 5 parts. It's an application, an essay, a resume, a letter of recommendation, and then an interview. And the deadline for that is January 15th. So if you're eligible, we definitely encourage you to apply. If you're close to that test requirement, go ahead and start your application. Try to take it again, bump up that score. And again, we super score, so make sure we've got all your scores. And then we do have some major specific scholarships as well. So if you are, interested in especially a performance-based major, sometimes those programs have a little bit of extra money that they can award you via scholarships. This is when we will become best friends. We will talk all the time about how your financial aid package is looking, what scholarships you're eligible for, that you need to apply for, just really making sure that you're getting the maximum amount of financial aid. We want Lipscomb to be an affordable experience. If you want to come here, we want you here, and we don't want cost to be an option. So we will do everything in our power to make that happen for you. All right, so now we are going to talk a little bit about the application process, and I promise we're almost wrapping up, but there are 2 ways that you can apply: through our Lipscomb app, which is online at our website, or through the Common App. So if you know that you're going to apply to multiple universities, maybe the Common App is the best option for you because, you do only have to fill out one application. You can send in multiple places. If you're watching this, feel free to shoot me a text message or an email after this. I'm happy to give you a code to make your application free. It'll work both on the Common App and on our Lipscomb app. After that, we'll ask that you send in an academic evaluation form. Fancy phrase for a letter of recommendation, except instead of a letter, we're making it super easy for your recommender, and we send them a form to fill out. We know that they're doing a lot this time of year, and we want to make it as easy as possible. Then we'll ask for any transcripts that you have. So your high school transcript, your guidance counselor can send that over. If they need a contact person, they can send it directly to me. And then any dual enrollment transcripts you have as well, we'll ask that you send those over, and then any test scores. You can submit your application. Let's say you're taking the ACT, the SAT in December. Go ahead and submit your application and send those scores in when you get it. Like I said, we're test optional for this year. If you choose to apply without a test score, obviously we don't need those. And again, we do super score. So this is just some important dates we want you to know. The FAFSA does open on October 1st. So it opened almost a month ago. Crazy that it is almost November. Definitely have your parents or your guardian, whoever's claiming you as a dependent, on your taxes. If you're not claimed as a dependent, then you can fill that out, but fill that FAFSA out. That will determine any federal and state aid that you get. It also helps our financial aid office make sure we're giving you the most competitive package possible. We will start acceptances. We'll actually hopefully start next week. So a little earlier than we planned. We want to get those out to you, get those decisions to you. And then we'll move on from a rolling admission from there. We've got a couple financial aid priority deadlines you can see on there. That's when, if you get all of your information into us, we can make sure that we get your financial aid package to you as soon as possible. At that point, we'll schedule a meeting to where we go over all of your scholarships, all of the total cost for Lipscomb, what the difference is, and your options to pay for it. And again, that's when we'll just have very candid conversations about what is doable for you. And then lastly, you can see we've got this presidential weekend and also some accepted student weekends. Those dates are not finalized. Please do not etch those into stone on your calendar. As I'm sure you all know, the world is a ever-changing place these days. And so we don't really know what those events are going to look like in the spring, but we will make them a impactful and memorable experience for you and make those special in some way we can. So those are once you've been accepted into the university. On our presidential weekend, that is typically when everyone is interviewing for the trustee scholarship. So it's once you've been accepted, if you've applied for that scholarship, you would interview them. Those will be virtual this year, and hopefully we'll be able to have some in-person events in the spring. Lastly is National Decision Day. So that is May 1st. That's, again, a nationally recognized day. That's when we want you to know that you are coming to where you're going to college. And hopefully that's Lipscomb. Maybe you wear your shirt to school that day, you put it on your TikTok, your Snapchat, whatever you're doing, and announce that that's where you're going to school. Lastly, just in case we have any underclassmen or juniors on the call, or you have younger siblings or friends, I did want to touch on this program. So our Summer Scholars Program, and again, I apologize, those are the 2020 dates, but we do have them finalized for 2021, which could be dangerous, but it's a 10-day residential academic program at Lipscomb. So you would come to Lipscomb, you would stay on campus for 10 days in between your junior and senior year of high school. You would take a college class, tuition free. You can see some of the offerings there at the bottom. They're typically intro-level classes so that wherever you go to college, you can take those credits with you. It's an amazing opportunity because we will also take you all around the city. We'll take you to concerts, we'll take you to Topgolf, we'll take you exploring outdoors and to all the best restaurants. If you love food, Nashville is a great place for you. So got some great food here. Again, a super amazing opportunity. Everyone that participates in this program absolutely loves it. You get to meet people from all over the country. And if this applies to you, we would love to have you participate, or your friends or your younger siblings as well. So again, this is my contact information. Just wanted to make sure that you all got the chance to write that down if you wanted it. Please reach out to me with anything that I can help with, any questions that you have. Again, if you are interested in applying, shoot me an email and I will give you a code to make that application free. And if we were in person, I would give you the chance to ask any questions, but that is not the case today. So we will do, if you have any questions, feel free to email me.
Thank you so much, Jordan, for that presentation.
Yeah.
I know I learned a lot about your university, so thank you for that. Students, for those of you who are watching this recorded session, we appreciate you coming back and joining us. And please feel free to reach out to Jordan at any time. We'll talk soon. Thank you, Jordan. Bye.
Yeah.